Eddie, last week, some people call it tragic.
Oh, don't.
It's disheartening. Shout out to you and the team, Frank Nolan. I know you guys are very, very confident. We were confident. But I want you to give some insight of how courageous Justis Huni is and the backbone around the 3-4 weeks preparation. And there was some injuries.
I've never experienced anything like that in a fight where I was just so shell-shocked. And you know, as devastated as I was, it was the beauty of boxing that you saw unfold. Like that, it's never over till it's over. And the one punch can change everything. Like all of everything you hear, you know. And I was gutted for Justis. I know Fabio very well. He's a really nice bloke, and I thought it was such an incredible performance. I mean, no one likes to make excuses. Justis Huni shouldn't have been in the ring that night. His shoulder was in a terrible state.
Really?
You know, probably for the last 2 weeks couldn't really spar. Myself, Spencer Brown, Mick, we were trying to manage the injury. You know, the opportunity was too big for him not to take that fight. He had what, a 4-week camp? I mean, what a performance. You know, but we've still got to learn from it. I mean, the fact is, he was dominating the fight. He switched off for a second, probably got a little bit tired, you know, and that's it, heavyweight boxing. And fair play to Fabio. Like, I've never seen such a one-sided fight where a fighter comes back like that, especially in the back end of the fight. And Justis will learn so much from that. I've been so pleased with the response, if I'm honest. Like, he's come out of the fight like a hero, and especially for Australian boxing. But even, you know, he said one of my goals going into the fight was to put my name out there. My God, has he done that? You know, and he's got to come back now. I think we get a good solid win and then straight back into big fights. He's a great talent, and with the right camp behind him, with no problems, you know, he's going to cause a lot of people a lot of problems. And you know, it was an incredible fight, and it was an incredible moment. I mean, gutted. I couldn't get it out of my mind when I was driving home. When my head was on the pillow, I couldn't stop playing it back. I was like, you know, and I just kept screaming at him as he got off his stool for every round. Just stay focused, don't trade, you know. And he just got, he was a greedy, like he was dominating. It was like, and got caught.
How big was the crowd there?
It was good. It was about 18,000. It was fantastic.
It's huge.
You know, and he was Justis is. I mean, you know, you guys know him. Very quiet, very unassuming, very calm.
Beautiful kid.
Like, I was really impressed by how calm he was in the build-up, in the ring walk, in the ring before the fight, in his own performance. But everybody, the whole team will learn so much from that, and they'll be back stronger.
You've managed and sort of promoted some of the best heavyweights in the last 15 years. You know, Anthony Joshua was one who I've had so much time for and respect. He's a warrior. You know heavyweight boxing. Where do you see Justis in the next couple of years compared to what you saw with AJ when he was coming up?
Look at the elite heavyweights now. They're all in their 30s, mid-30s coming on. Justis is 26. He's still a baby, really. I mean, and he's not had many fights. So his 13th fight, was it? Unlucky for some, as they say. You know, it's. I think he's. You've got to make. I think what he did, which really helped him, was making those trips to Mexico to fight Tabiti, making a trip to Riyadh to fight Lorena. You know, I know they're smaller heavyweights, but they're world-class fighters. And then he kind of reversed a little bit. He has had these injuries plaguing him a little bit, shoulder, elbow, and stuff like that. I think we need to get that all cleared up now, and then we need to go on a really good run. He can headline in Australia now, no doubt. I mean, like, you know, a good heavyweight fight, and then come back in a world-class fight. You know, that's what he's got to do, but he's got a huge future ahead.
SAYS Opetaia last weekend dismantled Claudio Squayo. Shout out to Mick and Frank and the team itself, Gold Star, and a great show there on the Gold Coast. Lots to talk about this Zurdo Ramirez, but what we must respect here is Dorticus. Dorticus stands in the way of Zurdo Ramirez during the 28th on MVP, our old friends there at the crew there at Jake Paul. But Eddie, tell the fans, where do you see that? We all feel that Ramirez should beat Dorticus.
Yeah.
Can we get that fight happening?
It's the fight. I mean, look, you know, like you said, shout out to Mick and Tasman and Fred. Like, they did a great job, and they're doing a great job in keeping Jai busy, because that's what these fights are. I mean, Naika fight performed really well. Squayo fight was a treading water fight, and it was a domination, as you'd expect from Jai. But that's been done now, and the only thing to do next is to unify. Now, it does take two to tango, right? But I don't see anything else for Zerdo either. Like, in His Excellency's made these investments in Jai Opetaia in relatively smaller fights. Now it's time to make the big fight. And it's not just the greatest fight in the division, it's one of the best fights pound for pound in the sport. And I think Jai Opetaia, I mean, firstly, I think he's top 10 pound for pound, unquestionably. I also think he's going to win undisputed championships at cruiserweight and also the world heavyweight championship. I think he's getting better and better. I think the move to heavyweight, I think he's going to cause people fits in the heavyweight division with his speed, with his movement, and he's mentally now really evolving as someone that is a world-class pound-for-pound fighter.
Eddie, when we were kids, it was the big heavyweight.
Yeah.
Lennox to stick out that jab, you know. I know Holyfield was like a cruiserweight there, but as Usyk sort of set the pedigree of that smaller move boxer, that's what you see in Jai, that when he goes to heavyweight, he'll do that?
Only when you've got unbelievable IQ and footwork. Okay. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that, I advise any cruiserweight just to jump up to heavyweight, because you've got to be unbelievably gifted.
That
like if you,
Opetaia,
but you look at even like, and you've got to have something that's just completely different to everybody else. I mean, if it was Holyfield, yeah, decent movement, but just absolute engine, granite chin, combination punching. Like Usyk, unbelievable ring IQ. Jai, great footwork, good power, speed. Like, you can't just move from cruiserweight. It's only the very special ones that can do it at heavyweight. And obviously the aim for Jai is to become undisputed. And that should really happen over the next two fights. But I truly believe Jai will be heavyweight world champion as well.
Where would you do that fight? Is it Ramirez versus Opetaia? Is it Opetaia versus Ramirez?
Who cares? Who cares? I mean, like the days of really, for me, I know in Jai, like, but also, you've also got a guy that if I went to him and went, Jai, we've got a bit of a problem here. Zerdo wants it to be Zerdo v Opetaia. He'd go, mate, like, call it what you want. I'll smash him to pieces. I love that. Some fighters would go, no, I'm not taking the fight unless it's Opetaia against Zerdo. Who gives a fuck? Excuse my language. Who cares?
Eddie, you know that I'm in my person. Eddie, I don't give a fuck where it is.
Well, Jai, like, it's hard enough for me to get a response from Jai. Like, he just wants to fight everybody, and I love it. I stay out of his way. But I'm working hard with Mick and Spencer behind the scenes, and we have to deliver the Zerdo fight next.
Terramana versus Liam Whitfield this weekend. This is a test. Terramana 7-0 versus Liam Whitfield.
Yeah.
Previously, he's had a little bit of dysfunctional stuff in his life, but he's back. He's 9-0. This is a big test for Terramana. It's very hard to get the guys with size. I think Whitfield's like 6'1", but he's 9-0, game as you like, and he's got a lot of chat as well. Like, oh, cool.
So, I've got to tell you, like, Australian boxing is so frustrating because I can't get an opponent for Terramana when we're in Australia. Like, no one wants to fight him, and I don't really blame you guys, but like, all those guys, where are you? Step up.
No, we've heard they won't step up.
Troy Pilcher, Jackson Murray. Right, Jackson Murray, really nice guy, by the way, good talent, keeps messaging me all the time. Fight Terramana. We're planning, it's the first time I've said this, but we're planning to come back to Australia in August, right? Big fight for Jake Wiley. I would like Terramana to be in a big fight on that card. And why not against a Pilcher or a Jackson Murray or those kind of guys? Because Terramana's ready. And I love the fact that him and Shah and the team just got on a plane, right? So what happened was, on the fight week, about Thursday, his opponent pulls out with COVID.
Wow.
We got 5 opponents that all agreed to take the fight, and then when we sent them the contract, they just never signed it. So I was like, excuse my language, like this. Right, Kambosos is fighting, it's a big pay-per-view in Australia, Terramana, get on the plane tomorrow, team, get on the plane tomorrow, and they all got on the plane straight away, right? It's like 24 hours of travel. And you know what makes me so happy as a promoter? I see Terramana walking around Times Square, right? And I see the joy on his face. I see I don't expect every fighter to be grateful, but at the same time, when you see a fighter that's going, I can't believe what I'm experiencing. Let's just have it right. Terra Moana, who is 7-0, is fighting a 9-0 unbeaten American at Madison Square Garden on Saturday on George Kambosos' undercard, live on DAZN around the world, pay-per-view in Australia. And he is going third fight from the end, right? So it's George Kambosos, Andy Cruz, Terra Moana. So he's nice and late. I see Terra Moana as a massive star in the division and in the sport. And this is the kind of platform and showcase that is gonna, people will love Terra Moana. He knocked this guy clean out, does his dance in the ring after, like, let the world see this personality. And I really look at this guy as a massive part of our business moving forward. And you know, I hope that we can land him a big fight in August on that card, you know, with Jake Wiley.